Hello. I don't know if my headset's on because it's been acting up. Can't tell. I cannot tell because nobody's talking back to me. um, oh, hi. Does it look like super crazy bright? I'm having the sun like beam down. Hi, Sean Paul. Hi, Marie. Hi, Calice. Okay, Luna. Is it too bright? Should I like, I also have these little, spotlights going. I have my AirPods in. Does it sound like no, it looks nice? Okay. Oh, my cat. She is too big for her. She's too big to jump in the window. But she did it anyway. Wow. She's a she's too big of a girl to jump in the window. She just opened the window wider. She's messing up my lighting. I can't believe she did that. She held on for dear life. She's a big girl. And cats are, yes, she's ambitious. And she jumped in like holding on for dear life. Okay, guys. I did this like last minute, so we probably won't have very many people in here because I just kind of spontaneously pop on because I post stuff all the time. I did post a video today, and I post my podcast, but I don't get to talk directly to people unless I go live. And I was like, should I go live on Instagram? Should I go live on I wish Instagram would get with the program and let us use our computers for things. It's so much easier than having to prop up my iPad and everything. Anyway, what's going Oh, she jumped down. See, I knew she couldn't last. What are you thinking? You are not built for that. You're a big girl. Like she's gonna be a gymnast all of a sudden. Okay, what is GABCF? Is that your name? Is that part of your whole name? Paradox Fossil GABCF? Is that your whole username? Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. So, first of all, you guys can ask me questions on things. I might even, my initials as and Ither. Okay. So, and another person. Okay, got it. Hey, pretty lady. Hey, drama queen. So, I put out a video. I finally did do a video of me playing a video game. I learned a lesson on that. Hi, Emily. I learned a lesson on position of the of the camera because I did it on my computer. Good morning from Indonesia. Hi. Oh, wait. Yeah. Awesome. Indonesia. Cool. Alan. Okay, got it. And I don't know if I'll do one again. um, but I wanted to talk to you about the game I'm playing. Is called Quantum. I'm at the final end of the game to finish the game, and I cannot get past it. I cannot get past it. I can't figure out how to beat the end yet. I haven't found out a system. Usually you kind of find a system and you do it. I haven't quite yet. I'm working on it. Secondly, I I put out a YouTube video today. Obviously, I'm on YouTube video today. And I asked you guys to vote if you want me to do another online seance or another mediumship gallery. So please vote in my community page, because on Instagram, it was very little votes. I think Instagram's getting kind of looked over because of TikTok. Anybody on TikTok here? Anybody seeing the latest thing going on TikTok, ladies? I posted about. Yeah. So that's what I want to talk about. I sure am. Have you guys seen? I enjoyed the last podcast on energy of masculine and feminine. Oh, awesome. Thank you. You know, you guys could send me comments, and you could, I think people get uncomfortable about commenting sometimes. I've noticed that, the dude, yes. You like the PvP or RPG? I like RPG. I literally have been on TikTok and I don't plan on it. Wow, you're missing out, Emily. There's this young man who's named William Whitey. He goes by William White. He goes by Whitey18. And he's driving all the Gen Xers a little crazy because he has the little Gen X, Rob Lowe, kind of Robert Downey Jr., all the what we called the Brat Pack in those days. Look, remember River Phoenix was in the Brat Pack? No, he was not. Drama Queen. He wasn't. He's actually a little later. I can tell you're not a Gen Xer, because he was more 90s. I waste an hour of my life on TikTok. It's the best. Yes, exactly. I hear so many bad things about it. There is, but it's got an algorithm, so it's a little bit like if you like things you're into, that's all you see, and you stay away from the bad. Hey, how you're doing? I'm doing good, Chandler. And this young man figured out his little dreamy look with lip singing to 80 songs, and man, did the Gen X women come out in droves. He got 1 million followers in a week. Don't underestimate the power of women. Do you believe the indigo sees? Do you believe what indigo sees will come into the future? What's indigo? Who's indigo? Wasn't he friends with Corey? I think he was like not what we're talking about. We're talking about the people we looked at when we were like 13, and honestly, Leonardo came like later. He wasn't like when we were 13, 14, that age. That's what really the women are feeling towards. And even the Coreys were kind of coming a later 80s. We're talking kind of like probably like 84, where people felt like, when you're young teen. And the reason why this kid blew up so much, he's not a kid, he's 21, but he's, a young man. And the reason why he blew up so much is Gen Xers all the way just saw Andrew McCarthy wrote a book, loved him in Pretty in Pink. Yes, it was that era where we fell in love with Jake Ryan from Pretty in Pink, and that was more like we were 13, like, oh. And back then they kind of made the stars very innocent acting, very innocent feeling, and that's what this person is like. And that's why people are responding. It's not all like, hotty toddy. Have you played the new Resident Evil? I bought it and it's so good. I did. I had a crush on Michael J. Fox. Oh, cute. Yes, Jake Ryan. Exactly. And he looks kind of like a Rob Lowe type, which I have seen Rob Lowe several times in person. And yeah, he's pretty beautiful. And so he kind of has that look of that time, more of the early 80s. Those guys are kind of later 80s that you're describing, the two Coreys and stuff. 16 Candles. My cat is standing on. Get down. She is being not a good girl right now. What are you doing? You need to relax. Yeah, relax. You need to relax, okay? Calm down. So yeah. So anyway, so that's really fascinating to watch because you're seeing all these women go crazy and but very innocently, and all the men who are older don't like it. Don't like it, and saying things like, "What if the roles were reversed?" Well, the roles have been reversed for years. Older men looking at beautiful younger women, and not so innocently, by the way. This is totally off topic, but your glasses look adorable. Thank you. I'm just joining. Can we meet Kitty? This is one of three. She's she like looks at things. She sees things. I'm in love with her sassiness during your business. With her whose sassiness? This one? She's like kind of clueless. She's a little clueless. She kind of doesn't realize certain things. Yes, she's beautiful, looks like a cookie dough. Yes. And then we have the all white one. She's somewhere with blue eyes. Um, she's just kind of like, she'll start staring off into space and things like this. She's like, yeah, a little different. Was having such a crappy day, but this makes her smile. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Thank you. She likes to eat all the wires. She's a little, she's very sweet. She's very sweet and she's very childlike. Not the brightest bulb, but there you go. Same about staring off in the distance. Yes, I guess all you silly guys that mess up your videos and podcasts. I guess all your silly. Oh, right. Yes, exactly. I have a question. You say everyone can communicate with the dead, but are there people who can't? I'm as sensitive as a rock, but been to haunted places, nothing. I'm not talking about everybody could be a medium. And when you go to quote haunted places, that's mediumship. That's when you're connecting to those energies. I what I mean by that is everybody usually can feel their own people who died, like your own family. That people have usually there's a very, very big difference between spirit communication, which I'm doing a class on the 12th, spirit communication for beginners, and mediumship, very different things. I have two kitties and one of my cat loves wires too, and shoes. I was wondering what kind of colors could you use for protection or just to have on you? I work on food industry and I just feel drained when I go to work from all the energies. Um, it's not really colors. You have to be conscious. See, people got to realize like you can't just do like, oh, I'm going to throw on a color or hold a stone and magically everything's fine. You have to consciously walk out the door the same way you would, you know, wear the right clothes to protect you from the weather and all of that in elements. So you have to do the same thing when you're walking out the door of your home. Energy wise, you have to visualize putting an energy when you're working with the public that way. You have to see like a barrier between you and them. You can even see spikes coming off of you, to them. So this is like a very strong consciousness. Like you have to, it's like a maintenance. You have to do this every day, every night, and you got to cleanse. So when you come home from work, you want to kind of do something. If you even just do some incense or some spray, oil spray, or take a bath with salt, a shower with salt, and you cleanse yourself off. But you don't just like leave yourself open and a color or stone isn't going to just do it. However, to add to all of that, you can choose the stone that works for you. I like quartz, but a lot of people like black tourmaline as a stone they carry in their pocket. Or some people even wear a necklace and you can put it like, like this, like under your shirt if you don't want people seeing it. But I'm not really big into black tourmaline. It really doesn't do anything for me. So but that's why you have to go with what works for you. Sorry, I have like hair on my face, I think. Now, what is she up to? So, yeah, that's what I would say. Any other questions? Oh, so also this summer I'll be going to New York for a private affair, not any kind of work stuff or anything like that. Something I'm going to. I'm really excited about that, and I'm not excited about how hot it's going to be. Have you heard of Karen Winofsky? She's a comedian and does a paranormal podcast. No, I haven't. I kind of purposely stay away from listening to things and watching things so I'm not influenced by other people's stuff. But mostly, when I'm on my off time, I'm not listening to parent. It's kind of like someone who bakes, all day. They're not really gonna want to. Maybe they do, but for me, I like a break from all that. You should have her on your show. Um, I don't think she wants to come on my show. I'm kind of just keeping people off my show for right now. Are you and Dylan going to be posting a new podcast? I don't know. Hopefully. What? Yes. Welcome in advance to New England. I'm not going to be going to New England. Have I been to New England? No, I think I haven't. But I will be in the NYC area. Maybe I could like say hi to some people. I'm excited about that. I'm not excited about how hot it's going to be. I forgot it's going to be hot and muggy. I lived in New York for like a year. New York is just the cusp. I know, but I didn't go to. I never went. I went to all over New York, all the boroughs and a lot of the islands, but I didn't when I lived there. But I actually never went to New England. Yeah. Any other questions? If this group stays small, hello everyone. Hello, hi, long hair, skinny. Long hair, skinny. Okay. Very specific. So yeah. So anyway, I wish I could play music and things, but I can't play music. If you guys have a question, I won't do any mediumship readings on here. I just don't have the energy. I've been reading all day. I don't mind answering a few little things. What are the boys like for real in Bigfoot Collectors Club? Is Michael as nice as he seems? Yes. The way you guys see the Bigfoot Collectors Club or listen to the Bigfoot Collectors Club, this is how they are. Bryce is intense and serious. Riley's very chill. Michael is funny, and Bryce and Michael are super funny, and that's their person. That's who they are. What you hear and the mics go off, it's the same. I have a question. I'm trying to stop being afraid about the idea when you're on the craft, you're going to hell, which I was told at a young age and stuck to this day. What's your take on heaven and hell? I do not believe in heaven and hell. Hell no. I just no. There's no heaven and hell, according to my beliefs. What will you be doing? Will you be doing the energies and what you may see in the future of the world? Huh? I don't quite understand that. According to you in the spirit world, Tibis important for me. I don't know what that means either. I have no idea what that means. I don't know what those two questions. I don't know. I don't understand what's happening in those. So you'll have to clarify it for me, please. Yeah, heaven and hell. People create their own heaven. They create their own hell. It's kind of much here in like this on Earth. If you are someone who is an angry person and a negative person, and that's the energy you want to stay in, that's your own hell. If you are someone who wants to grow and evolve and uplift, then that's your heaven. I have a question. I've noticed you've always seemed to avoid the question of, are you a witch? So I'm curious as to what the answer is. I've never avoided it. I just don't I don't give myself those labels. So to me, I don't need to say if I'm a witch or not because I do witchy things. Um, I'm not a witch in a traditional sense because I don't use tools. I don't use any tools. I don't need tools. So I don't use spells, and I just go directly to the energy and work directly with the energy. So witchery to me is a very old world type of thing, which is awesome, but it's just not the way I'm kind of more modern about things and futuristic. And I like to work directly with the energies. I don't adhere to like the moon and the moon cycles and spells, and I don't use those things. But do I have an altar, and do I use crystals and incense, and can I, create certain energies and stuff? I do. So I just feel like saying I'm a witch is very limiting. When are you going to do more live readings on here? Probably not, because I read all day and giving away what I do, on top of all that I do, the podcasts and the YouTube, and I read all day. It's just, I'm kind of not, just not something I have energy for or really want to do so much anymore. I'm already giving a lot out. How does your family feel now about what you do? And now the classes, right? And I have other things I'm working on the side that hopefully you guys will be seeing soon. So it's just a lot. And the classes now too. Oh yeah, sorry. How does my family feel? How does my family feel? Hi, Lois. Um, Parts of my family really dig it. Parts of my family ignore it. Nobody's like upset about it, you know? So it's kind of more like some people dig it, some people ignore it. It's not their thing, which is totally fine. I've always said to them, as long as they respect what I do, that's good. Hi, Ladela. Good to see you. Good to see you too. I mean, my rule is as long as people respect, they don't have to believe or be into it. But I have a sister who's really supportive. I have another sister that's really supportive. Um, you know, that type of thing. It's just like anything else. Not everybody's into the same thing, you know? What else, guys? What else you got? You can throw my way. My cat, she's finally kind of decided to settle. She's staring at the door now. She's just staring. Anything else, guys? What else do you show me? How your boyfriend react when you first told about your gifts? Well, he's my fiance. You guys want to know some personal things, okay? Um, we kind of keep what I do separate from our personal life. And that's the best way to do it. You should never read anybody you're with. You shouldn't ever do spells on people you're with. Whatever you're into, you really shouldn't do it in relationships. It doesn't really go very well. And so we just keep that separate. He was like, okay, cool. I want to get to know you. Um, your thoughts on UFO stuff in the news? Not surprised, happy to see it, glad it's there. I think there'll be a lot more TV high, high condensa. I think there's going to be a whole lot more happening with that. I feel like we're going to see more and more of that. I do feel like we're inching our way. I watched the movie, I talked about it on my podcast, but I watched the movie Arrival. That's a perfect example as to why we're not ready for everyone to find out at once. Do you have any tattoos? I do. I have one back there, very tiny one. I'll keep that to myself. It's not like anything. It's more spiritual, as shocking, but it's extremely simple. It's a sigil, and a protective sigil that was made by someone I knew at the time. But I do want to add to it. Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, thank you. I am going to add another sigil. people don't know what it is. It's not a sigil you would recognize, know anything. You would have no idea what it was. Even when they did the tattoo, they were kind of like, what is this? Because it was very simple. It took like 15 minutes, if that. And I, explained it to them. Are we out of the woods with all the crazy stuff happening in the world? That's beautiful. Thank you. Um, yes, remember I've been telling you guys that spring we were going to see light and summer we were going to see more light and the light was going to get bigger. That's what we're moving into. Lots of changes due to COVID. What does spirit say about society over there? I mean, I don't talk to spirit. I know everyone, I know TV, you're into that. You know me, it's a collective consciousness. It's not spirit. I don't really use those terms. But nobody's giving a prediction over the next year. I can just say nobody's saying like, this is what's going to happen the next year. It's more about what I've seen, and we're going to moving into the new world, and you're already seeing it, like you're looking and seeing all the time. um like for instance, like stupid little things to big little things, like stupid little things like restaurants are going to keep at least in California doing to go alcohol drinks, to more um automatic checkouts, to McDonald's having an automatic checkout, to schools changing. Like we're moving into a future. Off topic, your hair is longer and looks beautiful. Thank you. This is my hair when I straighten it. I really think I'm going to have to get, now, I want to say, I want, I want to say a relaxer, but nobody says that anymore in my hair to keep it straight. I think they call it Kerrigan when I go to New York because that humidity is going to curl my hair up. Do you think that in a way, since we had to stay inside because of COVID, do you think that Earth gave time to heal all the nasty stuff that's in the air? Um, Probably. Yes, I don't think things will ever be the same. They won't. Keratin treatments. Yeah. Tell me if anyone's had one and what was your experience? What is your opinion on the theory that UFOs are coming out of the ocean as opposed to space? Um, hmm, I don't know. Probably both. What have you been told of what it feels like just before or at the time of death? Oh, geez, Joanne. I have so many videos on that. Like, so relaxer, that's for me. I knew, winking at you, TV. I knew you would catch what I was saying. I have it silk for the first days or two. Really? Oh, she took off the glasses. It's serious time. Yes. Hmm. Um, Emotionally. Um, I've been told I have videos on that too. Use Wow products. It helps the frizz and loosen the curl. I don't want curl, and it doesn't help the frizz when it's humid. Just doesn't. Um, First question about UFOs coming out of the ocean. Well, I've more had experience with interdimensional beings, not so much with UFOs coming from the sky or the ocean. So I have a belief that it's possible they're definitely both. I kind of don't feel they need to have to come out of anything, but I could accept it for sure. When people are passing emotionally, in the time of passing, they're completely, this place disappears and disappears and disappears, and they're moving more and more into the other realm, and it's way more easy. This is what I hear, way more easy and way more chill than anybody ever thought. Random, but do you view pagan deities from different pantheons to be the same, like Venus and Freya, like the same archetype energy? I find everyone has a different answer to this. um my thing on deities, it's like brands. Toothpaste is pretty good. Toothpaste is made to brush your teeth, right? And some people just prefer a certain brand because they like that particular brand and it makes them feel, but they all get the job done. Boom. That just boom, came out of nowhere. Damn. I highly recommend a product called Wow, same club here, curly hair. Really, and don't mix. Okay. Wow. I'm gonna look it up. I love the painting behind you. Did you do that? Oh hell no, I wish. It's the same woman that did my cover of my book, The Narrow Room, which you can get on Amazon. Ding. She she did it. Her name's Renee. Um, I've tagged her, I think, pretty much in my book. You can check that out. And she's also on my Instagram, or I tagged her because she has a different name she uses, but she painted that and she's extremely talented. Um, any advice for empaths with sorting out your own emotions or those who are on you? Well, empaths aren't sensitive people. I have a real pet peeve because empath is used so loosely. You're not an empath if you just feel emotions. Like people who go, I feel so much and I feel people's emotion. That's not empath. A true empath person is becoming Joe, feeling what Joe is doing, how Joe's feeling. And you actually don't absorb Joe. You feel what he's feeling, go through what he's going through, how his personality is, how he sees things, how he understands things. You go into his skin and then you leave. Being sensitive to things is just being empathy, and everybody has empathy, and it's your job to not act special about it and sensitive. Like, it's not good to be like, oh, I'm empath, so I just, things are too hard for me. You have to learn to block it. And honestly, it's something I learned. I wasn't like felt that way all the time. I learned that it wasn't okay to have this specialness about it, and you have to keep boundaries and block it. You remind me of that one YouTuber. What who? Numb? You can't just who's Hugh Jazz? Who's that? Please tell us your thoughts about Arizona's significant energy field. Why so many occurrences there? I love the toothpaste deity comparison. Thank you. That was a good question, Emily Griffin. Thanks for asking. Love the toothpaste analogy. Yeah, it just like came. Boom. Um, who's Hugh? What's Hugh's about? Now I gotta look up Hugh. Now I'm all curious. Um, yeah, so you gotta like knock it off and be like, boom, I gotta go out in the world, block shit. Can I say that on YouTube? Can't cuss that much on here, right? You got to block stuff and everything. Although gamers always cuss. Um, ooh, I can show. Will I get in trouble? I'm going to show it anyway. It asked me if I could show Emily's comment because she's racy. She's racy. He's a psychiatrist. Okay. Interesting. How do I remind you of a male psychiatrist? Just curious, you know, just a little bit curious. Um, yeah, so the energies in Arizona, I just think some places they do like there's a lot of crystals there, so that kind of makes sense that there's crystals in the rocks and things, so there's probably energy because of that. I also believe any place that's kind of deserty and things like that, you're going to see things more. She wants to leave. What advice would you give to someone if they had someone learning in this path and they are interested, but they want to learn everything from that person instead of learning on their own? Don't. Don't do that. I know you can share information, but I always heard you should learn and find your own path. Correct. I text my friend a million texts about going to New York, and she just saw them. She just texted me. She's like a million texts. Anyway, that was funny. Sorry about that. No, you need to don't. Yeah, don't learn from one person. No, then you just are going to join a cult and you're going to find a guru and you have to do the work. Everybody wants the shortcut way. They just want to kind of quickly have something and just know everything. It's a way of life. It's a dedication. It is not for the faint of heart. And people get into cults because they go, "Oh, this person will tell me all the answers and I'll just listen to them." Um, Star Wars. Yoda wasn't exactly saying follow me and follow me only. He was teaching Luke to learn for himself and understand things for himself, but he wasn't saying just follow me only. So yeah, you got to find your own path. You can take a little bit of this and a little bit of that from this person, that person. You can even like what one person has to say, but you have to make it your own. Oh, sorry. I always get like my hair in my face and it starts to bother me. I don't know how many times I've had to edit my videos because I feel something. Yeah, so it's, I know that's tempting and that feels really great. And it feels like it'll be an easier way to go about it. Jumping on the Yoda analogy, in the recent book, he even refused to join the Jedi Council for a while. He liked to just go off of every 100 or so to learn. I hear you, Yoda. I agree. I would like to go off, not 100 years, but yeah. When you're doing this, when you're learning from someone and someone's saying, hey, just learn from me, that's purely coming from ego. Hear you, I do. Exactly. It's coming from ego. Of course, people like people to worship them and follow them and all that kind of stuff. Trust me, if someone's pushing that on you, it's not really because they care about you and they really think they want to help you and that, you're so amazing. It's more about them because your job as a spiritual teacher is to teach, hand the keys over, show the way, go learn, come back if you want to learn some more, go learn, come back if you want to learn some more. And I've learned from people. That's why I've only learned from energies in this other realm only because so I would keep it pure. And in the beginning years, it would have been easy for me to just like, oh, hey, let me just learn from one person. You honestly will never trust it. Also, if you're just learning from one person, you'll never trust your own senses because you'll always be leaning on that one person. I have taught people things many times. They learn, and then they go off and they fly, and then they come back and they want to learn a little bit more. But it's never something you're supposed to keep people doing. Don't go down that road. I mean, you can do what you want, Chandler, but I'm just telling you, it's a little bit of a dangerous path. Okay. I think she gave up. She was crying at the door and now she just gave up. Um, one of my texts was like, "Do you have air cons in here?" Learn how to learn. You made it! Yay! Hello, Daniela. What else do you guys got? What else do you guys got? I probably should have warned people I was coming on. I'll be better about it next time. But it's like spontaneous. I just had like a chunk of time, which I don't get a lot of. So I was like, I have a chunk of time. I'll just go on live. I want to let you guys know I'm answering because she's laughing at me. Tell us more about the Watchers. Oh, Joanna, you're very curious today, aren't you? The Watchers. The Watchers are, to me, an ancient energy. And I use the term energy and not persons. No, they do not speak to me. When is my next class? Here, I'm going to put this here. Hold on. My next class is July 12th, and it's Spirit. And I put a vote for beginners. I might spell that wrong. And here's the website. And also, here's the code piece for people who've asked me. Hopefully it'll stick up here for 50% off my readings because I've been out in the world and people are still having a hard time. There you go. All the information. Okay, no more questions from me. Yeah, you're kind of hogging the questions, Joanne. Joanne, do they talk to me? No, they don't really talk. They're not talking. One thing I like about you is that you always encourage people to question what they are told, even what you say. Yes, June. Oh, sorry, June. I'm thinking of, sorry. Now it's all screwed up. So if anyone sees this, okay, here, now I got to start over. I was trying to focus on the question and write this. Man, it's a lot of work. I'm just kidding. It really isn't. Anybody who tries to tell you that in a YouTuber, I think I might have spelled communication wrong. Oh, hell. What the hell just happened? Nope. Nope. I don't want to do that. Bye. Here we go. I'm going to fix it, guys. So the watchers are exactly that. They watch, which is why they don't talk. I've only had experiences with them because I feel them and have intense experiences, but they're not talking because they watch. It's an old energy, it's an old frequency that are kind of like keeping the guard of the worlds between the worlds, making sure that either side isn't going too far and isn't doing too much damage with each other. I know people think the watchers are like fixing this planet. That is for us to do, but they are making sure that either way isn't crossing too far. And they watch. They're not here to tell you the secrets of the world or anything like that. It's kind of like saying, you know what comes to my mind? What comes to me as an example to show you, the guards at the gate of the Queen Castle in England. Those guards just stand there, they don't talk. They won't budge no matter what you do, but you see their presence and you know their presence is there. That's pretty much similar. I think another good example. Any other questions? When the next Switch in the Medium podcast episode coming out? I don't know. I'll have to ask Dylan. I talked to him today. We did a seance in person recently together. His schedule's a little difficult, and he has a store now. It's mostly because he has a store, and it takes up a lot of his time. So, good question. When I know, you'll know. Um, I think that's mostly what's happening here is our schedules are a little wonky. We'll see. Could you potentially use remote viewing to see that realm, or is it more of this plane? Which realm? That's a very broad question. I've done medium readings with you. How would an intuitive reading be? An intuitive reading is about you and your path, possible path. Spirit realm, yeah, that's what I do all the time. It's where I learned it from. Yeah. Remote viewing is really about here. I mean, it's hard to explain. I think you guys got to try to break free of labels and limiting things in these little boxes. Remote viewing is just a term to kind of be able to use your sight. I just push that in seeing it's really more used traditionally to see like different places in here, like to see someone's house, like I did it today in a medium reading. But remote viewing is just using sight in different ways. So it's just kind of hard to explain. I think people think there's these boxes that you use to do certain things, and it really isn't. It all works together. It's like all working together. My sight, what I feel, what I smell, what I taste, what I feel, mostly what I feel is what is leading you to knowing things. We're so used to like, oh, if I look through here and I see something and I'll see that particular, that's not how that works. So obviously I'm remote viewing when I'm communicating to the spirit world. Um, you got to be respectful. I think people sometimes feel very invasive, like they want to know, and I want to know this, and I should see this, and I should go there. And you can't know things till you understand it. And then when you understand something, then you're ready for the next thing. Um, but people just want it all now, and it's just not how it works. It's kind of like I want to learn piano, but now I want to learn how to play the hardest song. You have to first learn the notes and understand how piano works, and you have to understand all about it and master it and hone it and practice before you're going to be able to understand how to do, and then sometimes people obviously are just gifted that way. I get it. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to have to head out. Thank you for going to live today and talking, and I hope you have a few minutes. Yeah, I kind of nice to see you too. Sorry, I kind of went off, but it's just hard to explain sometimes. I'm trying my best to explain it. I appreciate coming on to chat with us. You're welcome. Definitely labels are super confusing sometimes and limiting. Yes. Um, the intuitive readings is looking at different possible paths that I see. So basically, we'll cover all the different aspects of your life when I do an intuitive reading. So every decision you make has a domino effect that pushes down a path. So in other words, like it's like every action has a reaction, right? And it goes down possible paths that you can take. So I look at all those possible paths, and obviously, we do in a practical, tangible way, like, is this the job I should take? Should I move? About relationships. It's about you. And I hope that answered that. Nice to see you too. Yeah. So I think, when I'm talking the spirit world, I, I don't need to see everything about it. I'm not claiming I know everything about it either. I see quite a bit, but obviously I'm using my sight to see. But I think people need to respect the process of understanding these things, if that makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, anything else I have you want to throw at me? Anything else? No? Okay. Cool. I answered everything. Yay. Uh anyone playing quantum? No? Nobody playing? Give me some tips on how to end this game. Hey, Million. Million? Is it Melian? I'm at the end. Well, I'm not totally ending yet. Um, Still hanging on here. Yep, you got it right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so what else is there to talk about? I will be texting Dylan saying everyone's asking, not everyone, but I can say it that way. When are we gonna be doing our next podcast? Maybe I'll ask him about that tomorrow. I think today he's taking a break. So yeah. Anything else going on, guys? Nothing? Okay, well, thank you very much. And tip your waiters and I don't know. Okay. I guess the one thing I will say is that if you're gonna go on this path and you're interested in this path, thanks for doing this, of course. If you're gonna go on this path and this is something you're interested in, go on it with knowing that this is something that takes time, and it takes taking one step at a time, and don't get impatient about it. enjoy the discovery. People very much don't enjoy the discovery. Enjoying the discovery is super important because when you enjoy the discovery, you're enjoying this whole process and it's a lifetime. Yes. I've been doing this, I think I'm going on 19 years. Wow, holy goddamn it. Exactly. Exactly, Evie. Wow. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I know this will be a lifetime of work of learning. And I'm only seeing like a corner of it, I've been told, of a huge picture. I think people don't embrace the discovery of like when you learn something and you experience something and you go, wow, that was really amazing and that was cool. And then the next thing, wow, yes. And the next thing happens. Many gifts seem to pass through hereditary. Do you find this to be true in your family? No, I don't. And I don't think gifts are hereditary at all. I know people, parent families, this is just not a thing in their family at all. So I don't. Is it true that I've been told? I've been told this on my, I wasn't raised around it, but on my bio side. But I know some of my biological family and they have this in some kind of way, but not really. So I really don't believe that. I believe we're all unique. I think people are very caught up in blood here on Earth. You know what our blood connection is to everything. I think people just want a surefire way to know this is me, I have it, instead of just you, like focusing on whether it's like, oh, I come from this family, that's way I guarantee I'm going to have these abilities, or this is my heritage, or this is the background culture I come from. I don't really believe that because I believe in the spirit, and your spirit is the one that holds and carries these things. I know there are people in a family that I was not raised in and know very little about. I got up in blood, right? And oh my gosh, she's just gonna keep meowing. I'm gonna have her like she obviously wants to go out, so I'm gonna let her go out. Um, and they have it maybe to a degree, and not really. And like maybe they have senses about things. Maybe they read tarot cards. This is what I've learned, but not to the degree I'm doing it. I don't hear any any meowing. She's well, she wants to get out, so I feel bad. She should like be allowed to leave. Maybe she wants to eat or something like that. I know, right? And I have a lot of cats. So I don't really feel that I feel that's what people always want it to be like this is the guarantee thing. You come from this family, you're guaranteed going to have this. I don't really believe that. Have you not seen famous, amazing singers and their kids aren't amazing singers and famous, amazing actors and their kids aren't amazing actors? I mean, I feel like everyone can have an element of it, but it's your spirit to me that carries how far you're going to take these things. Not everyone wants to do it this way. I don't think you guys understand what my kind of day is like. I was telling a friend of mine who we reconnected recently, and she couldn't believe this is how my day is. Um, it's intense. It's extremely intense. It isn't just like what people think fun, cool, talking to spirits and talking to grandma. It's pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of tears, a lot of gut wrenching tears and pain. And that's just an hour of a 4-hour day. What I mean by that is that can be the next one is the same and the next one's the same. It isn't what people think it is. Sorry if you already answered this, but what are your thoughts on why certain individuals are chosen to have gifts? Please discuss. I don't feel like um, people are chosen to have gifts. It's not everybody, just like what I was just saying, TB, not everybody wants to do this. I think people think they want to do it because it seems cool, but the responsibility and the heaviness that comes with it is not something I think I've seen people who have abilities and they could master them and hone them and do really well with them. But when the shit gets real and it gets heavy and they realize what's really going on, they don't want to stay in it. Exactly. Everyone wants to be special. That's true too. I see it more like drawing ability. Some people are better at it than others, but everyone has a capability. Yeah, that's why I compare it to piano. And in this particular case, it's such a heavy load. Not everybody wants to carry that load. The in-person seance that I did, people found that out. It was intense. Sorry, I have to answer this question text. Um, so yeah, it isn't for everyone. I think people think this is something cool and fun. Um, I don't want to publicize someone's private situation, but let's just say it was extremely intense. The person who was there, everyone that reincarnated was someone famous. Yes, that's true too. Well, I don't personally believe in reincarnation, but yeah, I feel that some people, you know, get everyone has different gifts. I think that we don't value it. The problem with here is that we believe in a hierarchy of what's more important and what's more special. Not everybody wants to be in charge you know of certain things. Some people are like, oh, I really love this sort of thing, but do I really want to be responsible for making sure everything runs smoothly? Let's say it's an event or something and everyone's happy. Or do I just want to kind of experience this event? Do I want to be the event planner and have to run around and make sure everyone else's experience is happy? Thank you, Melon. Not everybody wants to do that. They're like, oh, I thought it'd be cool because I get to do events all the time and I get to listen to bands and I get to be a part of this. But the truth is that person is not really in it. They are keeping it running for everybody. So everybody has a gift. Everybody is having a gift of some sort. We all are providing a purpose on this planet. We are providing something important and unique to you. And I think we get so caught up in hierarchy of what's more important than the other that we just don't see it. I was probably the village idiot. I don't know. I don't believe in reincarnation. So I always say if I did believe in reincarnation, I would say I was definitely a maid of some sort or and a servant of some sort and probably killed. Something very not glamorous. But I don't believe in it. But if I did, that would not be surprising to me. And so I feel, yes, exactly. So thank you, Alexa. And that's my answer on that. Don't think, I don't understand how people don't see it. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams, after all. Nicely said. Bing. That was awesome. I love that. I think people don't see it when I look at a performer, right? I know that this is how I see things. So I'm just going to share this with you and maybe it'll help. Um, you welcome, you welcome. I love that. You need to, is that yours or did you steal that from someone? Either way, I loved it. Because if it's yours, you better, write it down. Yes, people who claim to be incarnate never claim to be just a regular people. Exactly. Always. But what I was going to say is that the way I look at things, I could be somewhere and I see someone who is like, let's say even like you're at like Universal Studios or something, and someone's like walking around in one of those outfits, and they probably are like overworked, or you're at Disneyland or something, and they're walking around and they're probably overworked, they're tired, they're hot, they're feeling like, probably underappreciated and everything, but they also love it at the same time, right? And they know that they're bringing some joy to people, but they may not really know. So here's an example. When my mother was dying, she wanted to go to Disneyland before she died to take my nephew. Did those people know that the fact that they were there taking the tickets, that they were there serving drinks, that they were there providing food, that they were running the park, that they were providing a woman's last wish? Probably not. So everybody who was working that park that day is providing a service for us. Whether you go there and you want to escape, if you go to the movie theater and you're having a bad day and you just need a break from the world, does the person taking the ticket think they're really making an impact that day? But they are. And I feel that the sad part is that we've created all this hierarchy and we've created all this idea of who's more important than who. Um, and that is what's wrong with this world. We create divide. We say this race is better than this race. This class of money is better than this class of money. Gender divide. Just even cars, clothes, everything is creating a divide. There's very little creating not a divide. And we focus on that. What's different? Who's different? How are they different from me? How am I standing out? And I understand, like, personally, your personality wants to stand out, like who you are inside, the clothes you wear, what you do, the makeup you wear, whatever, you're trying to express yourself. But that's not the same thing as deciding who's more valuable than who. And I don't really feel that way. I don't feel that way when it comes to the way the world really works. I feel that I have a lot of appreciation. I'll appreciate someone if I go pick up food at McDonald's and they're like on it, right? They're like, here's your order, here's this, here's that, here's this. And they're just, I'm like, man, they're killing it. They're just like, I really appreciate that they're like taking care of me because people don't see it that way. We're taking care of each other. I hate to tell you this, but everyone's going to the bathroom, everyone's sleeping, everyone's eating, nobody's doing anything different. Maybe they're doing it out of golden bowls or whatever, but they're not doing anything different. And all of these service is taking care of each other. That is it, but just nobody thinks about it. And I just think it's amazing. Like when I see people do these creative things, I'm like, wow, you did a creative thing so kids could enjoy. You did a creative thing so I can enjoy. Um, it's amazing to me, when I see people who are just really good at, um, whatever it is they do, you know. Um, and I just feel that it's sad to me that this is what's caused the problems of the world. Our heads are so down that we're not seeing that we all beam down to this planet it's basically like a big camp, guys. And this person's over here at the cafeteria and this person's entertainment and this person and what I'm doing, believe it or not, it's not the popular thing. What I do is still very fringe. It's very fringe and it's not mainstream like you think. I'm still a fringe person. I'm still a person on the outskirts of mainstream life. And so maybe that bored everybody. I don't know. So there you go. I feel like I lost people going off on that tangent. And that's it. Right. We don't see the sweat it took for someone to have so much skill. Exactly. Like it's interesting because I feel like the numbers dropped tremendously when I went off on that. Are you comfortable with telling the neighbors your profession? Um, hmm, no. I was kind of feeling out why you were asking that, and I got it. It just came to me now. No, I do not. Um, Hi, just got here, but I was wondering can I know if a dream was just a dream or if it was something else? Like if they were to ask, because they have on their door God first or whatever they have, probably not. But do I tell people? And I think I overheard them calling me a witch or something, not in a positive way. Um, yeah. Do I tell people? I tell people all the time who ask me. If they ask me what I do, I tell them because I want to hide myself. I've chosen not to ever hide myself again. Obviously, I'm on here, I'm out there, right? I'm out, I'm public in the world. So no, I don't hide myself. But I can read if it's not the right person to share that with, and that's how fringe it is, guys. This is still a very fringe world. I think people think it's all popular and stuff, but it really isn't. I have people come to me who would never tell anybody they come to me. Very famous people, people who are professionals, and I don't expose those things either because I respect their privacy, obviously, and they just, anyway. So I don't hide what I do, um, but no, they don't need to know. Anyway, anyway, so I feel like I lost people. I mean, it was kind of weird. It jumped down, the numbers jumped down when I went off on my little tangent. So is that just like a little too real for people? Maybe. Um, but that's okay because I actually don't mind that. That's just who I am. How do you know if it's something more than a dream? I don't know what you mean by thank you, Alexa. More than a dream. Are you talking about you're talking to a spirit or are you I don't know. I'm a little leery because I know there's been a lot of misinformation about lucid dreaming and stuff. So what do you mean? I was anything they said I could tell myself. Oh my gosh. I should I share that, Joanna? It's asking me to hide or share it. I think we could say. Yeah, that's terrible. This is from a Christian. Yeah, that's terrible. Oh yeah, I've been told by Christians that all kinds of things, all kinds of things. You have to have a thick skin to do this. That's what I think I'm trying to let people know. You have to have a very thick skin. I think people think everyone's just gonna be like, "Ooh, no." I have a nice group of people who are into what I'm doing, but it's not it's not accepted mainstream. The idea we're all in a clump together in a way is just the different areas makes so much sense. That's how I see the world. That's how I see it. I've been having a reoccurring dream where there is something in my room. I try to turn the lights and nothing happens. Um, you might be having an experience of seeing like your sight's trying to break through. That's my sense is that probably your sight's trying to break through. So I would just try to keep trying to keep trying to see if you can see it and maybe try to do it when you're not asleep, which is what people don't tell you, but because they'll tell you like, oh, be scared, put protection around you, feel good about that, and then kind of try to tune in because it's nothing magical about the night. It's just your mind's more open to it when your brain starts to drift off into sleep, your spirit becomes more open. So maybe try it wake state. That actually sounds legitimately like an energy's trying to go, yo, what's up? Hey, let's have a convo. And your sight isn't developed enough to see it all the way through. Hope that helped. Yeah. Yeah. This is how I see the world. I see people like children, not, let me rephrase that. We grow up in our bodies, but the child in us doesn't go away. It's not like that we have the child, what they say, like, our child, what's the term? What am I trying to say? I was thinking it could be that. Thanks for reminding us that we all have value and play an important role. We are socialized to get our value from money and status. Yes. Yeah, of course. Money to me and status is only good for one thing, freedom in this planet. To me, money and status is like when I was home in the other realm, and if I wanted to fly somewhere, I could fly somewhere when I wanted to. I wanted to have something in my hands, so to speak, I could have it. That's all it is to me. When I see people who have that, I just see they have the freedom. The bounds of this world just gets knocked down. So I don't see it as a status thing. I see it as a freedom thing. I just see it as like, oh, okay, I can do what I want when I want, like I did in the other realm. But when you don't have that, you feel limited, you feel oppressed. How do you know when a spirit is communication during meditation, for example, and it's not just an internal monologue? Yeah, yep, it feels like a prison, right? I second that question. Um, I don't really talk to spirits in meditation myself. Meditation is a very grounding experience. If you're hearing things that sound like what you want to hear, probably not a spirit. I feel like people try too hard, honestly. If you're in meditation, you're like, I want to hear you, I want to hear you. It should be much more flowy. It really should be just like this young, I'm calling you a young person, you might be not a young person, but Eminem. Um, it's kind of like happens like that when you're kind of just not trying, you know, you're just going about your day and you feel something communicating with you. I feel like spirit guides. Well, I have a different belief on spirit guides. Guides is just a collective conscious. When you're connecting to the collective conscious, it's really just your intuition plugging. It's like plugging into the internet. It's like plugging in and going to Google. So when you go to Google, if you search hard enough, you'll probably find the answer you want to hear, right? But probably the first top answer is more going to be like what you don't want to hear. That was a bad example. Scratch that. My point is that intuition and connecting to that realm, they're usually going to talk the collective, which is an energy, it's a stream of energy of collective consciousness, is going to say something you don't want to know here. So that's how you know it's not you. Like you're like, oh, I want to. Something's telling you to turn the car around and go home because you forgot something, but you're like, I don't have time for that. I'm going to be late, so I'm going to keep going. You don't want to hear turn around because you're going to be late, so you keep going. I hope that makes sense. Um, as a water witch, I work with the spirit waters. Sometimes um, I overthink it. Yes, the collective unconscious is what I meant, or collective conscious, not unconscious. What is a water witch? Um, oh, yes, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a witch per se. I don't know what water witch really means. Honestly, I'm not one to guide you in that. I don't The difference to me about what truly people who connect to being a witch is using elements of the earth and elements period of this world and using tools. And I like to just rip open and go directly to the energy. So but yeah, I don't know. Haitian spirituality speaks of mermaids. What do you think? Well, when I was on the Bigfoot Collectors Club podcast, they asked me what I thought of mermaids. I did say bullshit on that when they did their game. I think. Um, I think there's a lot of things we don't understand about the ocean, much like we don't understand about a lot of things of our Earth. So, when it comes to ancient beliefs, there were ancient beliefs for a reason. Um, because they didn't understand things. So they had to kind of make things. You're like, oh, there's this mermaid in the ocean to kind of help explain certain things, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I wear, this is a representation of the sun. Everyone, if you don't know by now, I'm a more of a sun person than a moon person. And this is Ra, and he has the sun, and that energy and that source of energy is where I come, pull from. And Ra was really basically the son of Horus, is they worshipped the sun and created this son of Horus because they were worried the sun wouldn't come up. So they created a representation of it. It's somewhat honed in visions of witches, like green witches only work with water, like the ocean ponds. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. She's explaining what a water witch. Yeah. Those are like kind of like people who work with energies of different parts of the earth and things like that. There's kitchen witches and things like that. Knowledgeable. Thank you, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, so I feel like what people don't realize is that ancient ways was using things they understood, you know? And so I think mermaids is kind of the same thing. There might have been things coming from the water um, and bringing something that we just didn't understand. And that's just my belief about those types of things. What's my favorite element? I love wind. I love I love mermaid folklore. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love wind the most, number one, and the fire is next is second. Not a good combination, is it? Putting those two together. I don't know, I can't it's hard to pick a favorite because I love the water and I get a lot from water. Probably my least favorite is earth. Siri just said earth. What's your favorite elements in video games? In video games, fire. I use a lot of fire. Like I'm replaying The Witcher. Sorry, not The Witcher. The Witcher. And I love using the power of fire and pushing, um, people. But um, I do use fire a lot. I cast a fireball. Right. Well, it's not a fireball. It actually just literally sets someone on fire. Um, but yeah, same is not much fun. Second is thunder for me. It's so much fun. Thunder. Oh, thunder. Interesting. You mentioned in a podcast with Miss Dillon, you work with Sekhmet. Do you see her? Is it a feeling? Sorry, broke my promise. It's an energy. She doesn't really exist in any form she wants to create. She could create herself as an eagle. She can create herself as a squirrel. But it's just an energy. I think people are very caught up in seeing stuff because that's all we understand here is that someone has to show up in a certain, avatar body. But speaking of avatar, if you kind of look at it like in video games, you can create your own avatar and you can change it to anything you want, but it's still you, right? Same thing. So, with Secament, when she wanted, when I wanted to feel that energy, of course, at first, oh. So, how does Secament feel to you? That's a question I can answer better. Um, like, don't no BS. Like, not here to play. End of story. Pretty much like that. Very powerful, protective, kind of like a very powerful mother would be who doesn't care who's in their way. Um, don't doesn't do the small like stuff. Meaning like what I mean by that, it's like I'm not here to hold your hand, comfort you, make you feel better. I'm here to get shit done. Um, Ocean, I really don't know who that is. I'm not the deity person. That's Dylan. So if you're asking me a bunch of deity people or energies, you're going to probably come up against me not knowing. I am much more futuristic. What are you reading these days? Any book recommendations? Sorry, I don't read anything right now. I'm just not reading anything right now. I have a book though. Can read my book. Um, I don't read books on what I do. I've learned everything from that realm so I could keep it pure. I once heard someone say it that way, not about what I do. It was actually about something completely different, but I stole it and said, that's perfectly explains how I work, is that everything's from that realm so I can keep it pure. Not to say there aren't some awesome books. I feel like books could be really great, definitely are great. But even with my book, I say through my book, take what I'm giving you and what works for you and throw out what doesn't work for you. So I feel like books are just a little bits of information you can get from here and there, and you take what works and throw out what doesn't work. Thank you. That's so interesting. You're welcome. When I first, so I don't have a recommendation besides my own peering into their room, but it also depends on what you're looking for. You know what I mean? What is it you're looking for is important. Like what do you want to learn? But I think books are, don't get me wrong, people think I'm not into books. I love books. I used to read 3 4 books a week. um, I love books, love them. But No, it's not just entertainment. I've read tons and tons of books. Oh, are you saying do I read books for entertainment? I don't have a lot of time to read. I probably should. It's a good reminder I should because I love books so much. Um, but I feel like I'm have so many things I'm doing. I don't take that time probably. And I want to escape in a different way. So maybe that is something I should get back to. But I love autobiographies. I love people, so I read about people, of course. I love people. I love learning from people. I love learning through people's eyes. Surprise, surprise. So I read a lot of autobiographies and memoirs and things like that. I'm not so much a fiction reader. When I was younger, I read a lot of fiction. When is your next book coming out? I'm working on it, Nicholas. I want my next book is going to be about my journey and all of these things everybody's curious about will be in it. Um, and my story, my backstory, I come from a very interesting family and a very interesting backstory. I think people are interested in. I have some things I'm working on. I have some things in the works, guys, that I'll be excited to share with you when it's coming into fruition. But got to keep the energy good. Yeah, it's not. It's just when it comes to books about this stuff, I totally am for it. You should definitely do your thing. I just do this because I don't want to be influenced by other people. Um, and just take what works for you when you read those types of books about all this type of cool stuff, and just throw out what doesn't work for you. Same with my own book. I say the same thing. Anything else, guys? You guys have some like awesome questions. I love doing this. One day they're going to have a stream where people can pop up if they want, but people don't really like showing their face. I found anybody did Clubhouse, because Clubhouse is like kind of like that, but you don't show your face, you just can talk. But I didn't really love it. Have you guys ever tried it? It's kind of weird. And TikTok is 10 seconds, not really, but 15 seconds. On TikTok's lives, excuse me, I burped today. You do like Clubhouse? Really? Should I like give it a chance? I didn't give TikTok a chance either, and I got into TikTok. Should I give Clubhouse a chance? That's phone only, but I heard it's toxic. Yeah, it is. It's like weird. The Clubhouse thing. I agree. I've tried it. It feels very club is the right word. Clicky. Right now, I'm not video worthy. I'm busy sewing. Ah, so cute. I love it. But see, look at this gift you have of sewing. Not this gift I have. I'd be embarrassed to show my face, but I think on Discord you can open your microphone. Oh, cool. Have Mystic Dylan on your next Q&A. Um, we have separate things we're doing. We're not like joined at the hip. And he doesn't really, he has a lot going on. So I got to pop on when I feel like it. So coordinating that takes a bit of work. You can go to his Q&As and let him. He has a whole different view of things. It depends on what rooms you go into and kind of people you choose and interact with. Right. Clubhouse is elite. Yes. Thank you, Eminem. Eminem. Like I want to be like Eminem. That was really cheesy. This is not my vibe. Don't know where that came from. I listen to Clubhouse like podcasts. I'm too shy for anything. Aw. Yeah, it's very elitist. I mean, I'll listen to people just talking to each other and they're like, oh, welcome to the stage now, so and so. And it's really weird. I'm like, so I'm just gonna sit here and listen to you guys all joke and talk about with each other about your favorite stuff. And I just was like, no, I'm really not gonna do it. They're like, welcome. Oh, hey, we have Derek over here to the stage. What do you think, Derek? And we're just all supposed to be like, wow, what is Derek think? That's not me. And I even was a person on the stage and I still felt really weird about it. It's just not my style. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. It just felt very like elitist is the correct term. Um, so anyway, that's what I have to say. I'm gonna go and eat dinner soon. Any other questions before I vamonos out of here? Any other questions? I had an idea something like Clubhouse existed, and there are any other new platforms. I know BitChute and Twitch are a thing. I know Twitch has been a thing forever. Haha, no, it's not worth it. I don't know Shoot, but Twitch has been forever. Twitch is mostly gamers, but I don't think it's just gamers anymore, right? Yeah. Anything else, guys? Yeah, and TikTok is a minute or 15 seconds because I have a few TikToks. I am on TikTok, but I repost my YouTube videos on there. You know what I mean? So thanks, Lila. Have a good night. I love these interactions. Yay, I love them too. I'm definitely interested in you guys as much as you seem to be interested in me, and that's really my thing, people. I just got TikTok for singing. Do you sing? You're singing on there? Or to watch people sing? Well, if you sing on there, follow me and I will follow you because I love watching people sing myself. Yeah, so I'm on there, but you're going to be disappointed. And besides me, not well, that's okay. That's awesome. Look at you with all these talents. See what I'm saying? Why don't people see their own gifts? That's awesome. You get on there and sing. I'm jelly. That's awesome. I love that. You're sewing. I mean, awesome. I enjoy your emoji videos, especially the shark. I gotta do. Should I put those on TikTok? Would that be weird? My fiance loves them. He's like sad that I stopped doing them. That would be like the weirdest thing. People would be like, "What the hell's happening?" Do it. I'm doing it. Gumba, you better be the one person that's gonna like it because you might actually be the only one. Because I think everyone else is gonna think it's like a total weird thing. They are fun. Thank you. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I thought about it and I was like, people are gonna be weirded out, but it would be really cool. It would be really cool. I don't even have to show my face or anything, so it's pretty cool. I can just like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I'll post some more on Instagram. It's time. It's time to bring back Shark. It's time to bring him back. It's time. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been awesome. We went over an hour. What? What? Well, I put out a new video. I hope it helps you guys. I kind of found that this subject was something that everyone needed. I put out a latest podcast. Yes, I know you guys want to see more about the Witch and the Medium. I'm going to work on that. I swear, but when you have your own store, like Dylan has a store, it takes up a lot of time and energy. So it just makes it a little harder to coordinate everything, but we hear you. Thank you guys so much. I still have my 50% off. I posted it somewhere in the comments off my readings with the code PEACE because people are still going through it, baby. They're still going through some rough times, but the waters are getting smooth. So hang on. We are heading towards the shore and the storm that we've been in. I swear we are heading to shore. So just hold on. All right. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys more than you think. I don't think people realize that. I really do. Remember to follow yourself, follow no one, listen to your inner voice, and remember your gifts. Remember. Thank you guys. Have a great night, evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are. Okay. See you soon. Oh, wait. I got to pause in.